Thanks, Homer. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and given the time is short, I will just delve into Colorifix and what we do. So we developed a new way of dyeing fabrics using synthetic biology. We engineer organisms to do the process for us. And quickly going through how this works, we use natural pigments to dye our clothing for thousands of years until the 19th century, where we started to industrialize. And that's when we moved away from these because they are problems in consistency, stock availability, and reproducibility. And we grew this industry to being the third largest consumer of water and second largest polluter of water on the planet. This also means it's an enormous industry at $2.7 trillion a year and selling about 80 billion articles of clothing a year. So what do we do that's different? We use synthetic biology. We find pigments that are naturally occurring in the world. We isolate the DNA of how that pigment is encoded in nature, and we actually transform our organism so it starts producing that pigment the same way that nature does, but in a much higher yield and higher efficiency. And using our proprietary process, we actually use the organism to dye fabric. So this sounds fairly complicated from a development point of view, but from operational, it's actually quite simple. So we grow our organism in fermentation conditions, just like you would beer. We use residuals from the sugar industry as a feedstock. Our organism starts producing the color, and then we can actually harvest the fermentation product directly, which is unusual for biotech, because normally you have to separate your product from everything else. And this is what makes us cost competitive. We're also compatible with most industrial dyeing machines, so we're basically a drop-in technology. You simply add a few residuals from biodiesel industry, and you can actually start dyeing your fabric. Everything goes into the fabric. We then remove the fabric from the liquid, and we fix it at a higher temperature very quickly. And by washing, we remove the residual biomass, having clean dyed fabrics. So this has significant impacts on the industry, as we save 90% on water, 20% on energy, and we completely remove the use of hazardous chemicals. Here's a snapshot of before, during, and after dyeing at the top. So one of the other great features is that we can dye an unprecedented range of materials from natural, synthetic, and blended fibers. We can dye yarn, cloth, and garment stage. And this puts us in a very good place with regards to the competition, particularly when it comes to scaling, as everything we do has standard equipment, nothing new, and drop in. We have a new facility in Norwich from where we're working with our new partners, Hermes, Kering, Hugo Boss, Adidas, and others. And we're currently looking to raise investment, form partnerships, and generate some revenue. Thank you very much for your time.